It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Kandid Kisses Tv, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Kandid Kisses blown away. Kandid Kisses TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi there, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Kandid Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. We chillin', Kandid Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's Bruh Man from the 5th floor. In the ATL, chilling with Kandid Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Kandid Kisses TV with my homegirl, Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Kandid Kisses TV.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kanisha Buss. I'm here on Kandid Kisses TV with Michelle C. Hey, Jill of all trades. I want you guys to follow me at Kanisha, Kanisha Buss on all platforms and Momish, MOM_ISH on Instagram for all my parents out there that be like, fuck these kids. That's what that Instagram is for. Thank you, guys.
All right, it is another Kandid Kisses TV episode. I am your girl, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, the Jill of all trades. Now, before we get started, act like you done been somewhere before and go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell, and go ahead and drop a comment. It is absolutely free of charge. Act like you know. All right, so we are bringing you another dope talent like I always do. First and foremost, she is officially the homie. I don't know if she know, but just so you know, you're officially the homie now. I got a chance to meet this lovely lady on To Hear More show, Zooming with the Homies, and we had a phenomenal time on that show. She is an actress. She is a writer. She is a radio personality. I'm just going to say she's an entrepreneur. Okay. So let's give it up for Kanisha Buss.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
Now go ahead and drop your Instagram, your social medias, and everything that you want them to follow you on.
Okay, so it's Kanisha, Kanisha Buss on pretty much everything, Facebook, Instagram. And then I'm a new parent, and that's where a lot of my comedy lies. So I have a mom page, which is MOM_ISH_. And then you can get all the information from there, links and everything that's going on. So.
Okay, now, you know, I had a question. Now, I don't know, have you done a comedy special yet, like your own yet?
No, I've done like the Kevin Hart, Heart of the City on Comedy Central, things like that, like small, but not my own comedy special, which is crazy because right before COVID hit, I was in talks and I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then COVID hit and it killed the deal. But things happen for a reason because all this new material that I've done over this year, it wouldn't even been that. It would have been of my older material. And I feel like I've elevated since COVID and having a baby to a whole nother level of comedy. So I'm glad that I waited, or, you know, the situation happened.
The only reason I ask, I'm like, I don't know if you named your show yet, but I'm like, you need to name it something like Busting These Jokes in This Bitch or something.
So when
perfect name.
Oh, girl, listen, when I first started, so I have because, you know, I go way back. I've been doing comedy 13 years. So I had a DVD, and my original DVD that I did on my own, I totally forgot about it, was Get on Board or Get Ran Over. So it's me on the bus. Yeah. And that's when I used to be like crazy raw, like, oh my God, is she? So, yeah, so I forgot about that. Get on board or get ran over. You know, you be peddling the CDs at the beach. Hey, y'all want to see some comedy? Well,
I know that's right.
Listen.
So my first question, when did you know that comedy was your thing, that you just wanted to jump in there and do it?
You know what's so crazy? So let me give you a little bit of background story relationship with comedy. I used to babysit just so I could sneak and watch a Def Jam at my Aunt Lisa and Uncle Derek's house because they had all the tapes. So I was really young. I was like, all right, when they leave, I'm putting in all the tapes. I've always loved comedy. So I worked on the backside of comedy at the comedy shop, Anthony Tibbs' place in Seattle for 5 years. So I did all the backstage stuff. So I knew all the incoming comics, but I never was like, oh, I'm getting on stage to do comedy. But I've been on stage my whole life, acting and things like that. So my boyfriend was really funny at the time. So I started managing him. And one night we went to the Comedy Underground in Seattle and he dared me to get on stage. And if you dare me to do something, it's going down. Everybody knows that. So I'm like, okay, I'm on it. But I never once was like, I want to be a comedian. He was like, I dare you. He was like, I already put your name on the list and you're going up in 4 people. And it's, open mic is 3 minutes. So I'm like, what am I? And I'm sitting there trying to write a 3-minute set. Like, okay, let me do it. And I got up there and I'm telling you, I fell in love instantly. Like I was like, oh my, the high from this is something I never feel. And I've been in drama. I've hosted a lot of stuff and it's different hosting being funny. And then people are waiting on you to be funny. 2 totally different things. Mm-hmm. And he went back to the comedy shop, which was at the time the biggest comedy club out there. And he told them, and Anthony Tibbs was like, listen, next week you're doing 10 minutes. So be ready. All my sorority sisters, everybody, they packed that club out. Do you hear me? People were sitting on the floor. And I went up there and then every week he was like, oh, you got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. And by my eighth month, I had filmed that first DVD.
Well, I have to ask, because I mean, from a dare to just being on stage like it wasn't nothing, like it was a sweatless victory. How did you get over that stage fright? Like you didn't have stage fright at all?
No, because I've been in drama and theater my whole life and I host a lot of events. So I was already hosting a lot of events and like when the strip club, like I was just always hosting. So that part, I never had the stage fright, but it is a different feeling. It's an abusive feeling because before we get on stage, I don't know if everybody does this, but I know a lot of people do what I do. I abuse myself. Like, you're not funny. All this shit sucks. Nobody likes you. Like I go through that every time. And I never felt that in any other area of being on stage. So that's the part that's hardest for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, God, right? Because everybody says when they say you're next until you get the mic is the worst feeling for me. And I'm just like, okay, what are we doing? Because that first 30 seconds, isn't it always awkward for me? The first 30 seconds is like hella awkward. So,
man, listen, I've been in the I kind of have a similar story because my first career is makeup artistry, and I've always been a fan of comedy, but I've got in just seeing what the comedy scene was like because I used to do makeup for one of the hosts of the show. So every weekend I'm at somebody's comedy club and I'm like, this seems kind of fun. Like it seemed like something I would want to do. But when I would see some comics get up there and get booed, I said, oh no. I'll be ready to fight if because like it's your baby, like whatever you're writing to tell on the joke or tell to people, if they boo you, it's like they literally shot you with an Uzi, in my opinion. I feel like I'm on the stage and somebody boos me, I'm like, okay, the earrings is coming off. Meet me out. Yeah. Because I've plenty of people say, why don't you try it? I'm like, I think the acting lane is more where I want to go simply because if someone judges me about somebody's writing, it ain't my writing. So I'm not a person. Like if you like, man, your movie sucked. I didn't write it. I don't care. So but if it's my joke and you say you don't like it, I'm like, okay, them just fighting words.
Yes. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
It's definitely it takes a skill level. Y'all are some brave people.
Man, I'm telling you. And for me, when you talk about that, I feel like I got the disadvantage because in my mind, I waited to get booed because I know they say, oh, the greats get booed. Nobody's above it. But because I started at home, all my sorority sisters would come at a club. Like everybody, I always had a really good response. So then I lived in fear for years of, is today the day? And that was really hard for me. Just because I started on such a high, it was very hard for me. But what happened was I was back home at Nate's Club and I was headlining. And I get on stage and forget. And when I say forget everything I've ever done, nothing is coming out. And I'm standing there. My sisters, they still clown us to this day. Do you know I start giving a speech like yo, I've been waiting for the day for this to happen. And I'm glad that it happened at home where everybody love and support me. I don't know what's going on. I was like, yo, I was like, Nate, I need you to bring and I have this big ass paper, everybody clowns. All my jokes have a name. And it's this huge, I was like, I need you to bring I don't remember. And everybody's looking. I'm like, this is crazy. I waited my whole life. It was so bad. Like that still was like my killer moment. Everybody's just like, what the f- is going on? Like, but I just like, God, can we just get this over with? Because I live in fear of it every day. Today's the day. So I'm glad I finally got past that whole.
Well, you know what I heard? Deion Cole said that when he used to come out there with his pad, it was because he couldn't remember his jokes. And I'm like, you know what? That might be something you might have to have it in your back pocket or put it in like your little notes in your phone. And if you get stuck, you'd be like, you know what? Give me a second. All right, so back to the show. Because we're all.
It happens. And, you know, for me, it's not even I write a name. So it'll be like shoes, red lips, and it will trigger the joke. I couldn't even get the trigger. So for me, like when I did both Keep Your Distances, we haven't performed in so long and all of my stuff is new both times. And I haven't done this in 10 years. I had the order in my hand because I'm like, this is all fresh. Like so the order and all I got to do is that's why you'll see me look real quick. I'm like, okay, I know it's a go-to, but if I don't have that order and I got ADHD really bad and I remember one comic, I hate some of the older comics that be hella disrespectful. I was just starting comedy and he was like, the greats don't write their jokes down, this, da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, well, one, I have a learning disability, bitch. Sorry, I don't know if we could cuss, but my brain is all over the place. Like, and why are you judging? And to this day, I'm still funnier than you, fool. But came in there and I was a new comic and, you know, you're excited to meet. And this fool just talked down on me for writing. Like, you shouldn't be writing. I was like, wow, boo.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I've heard quite a few comedians that are like up and coming or that are been in the game for a long time now, but before they said their old heads wouldn't treat them right. They'd be like, "Oh, you ain't nothing." But I'm like, but see, that's the problem because you're old in the game. They're the new generation, so chances are you're probably gonna need them more than they're gonna need you eventually. Because when the game changes and you still trying to get a gig, they're going to be the gatekeepers. So what are you gonna do then?
Exactly. Especially with the way us being younger and this whole switch with social media and all this other stuff. Like, okay, yeah, okay. Because now my platform is way big. You know, even when I mention him, people will be like, I have no idea who that is. I'm like, good.
There you go. I'm always working out what goes around comes around. You can shit on me now, but watch me tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So. That's why I try to give everybody so much love. Like this is not easy. Just give people. It's not hard to give people love and encouragement, yo. It's not.
And it's free. It's free to support. It don't cost you nothing.
Nothing.
But we are going to move on. All right. How many minutes were you able to finish before you went into panic mode on your first time on stage?
Well, the first time was 3, so I got through the 3, and then the next time was 10, and I got through because I be making sure. The thing is, when I get excited, I talk really fast. So I had it took me about 2 years to really adjust my pacing. So then it's like, damn, you ran through everything, but you still got this time. You gotta, and I do it in regular conversation. So in my mind, I'm going, Kanisha, slow down and delay. I don't know if you know comedian delay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you see delay talks really fast. And I met delay when I was on the back end. So I remember him telling me, I was like, everybody keeps telling me to slow down and stop moving. I move a lot and delay talks and moves fast. He was like, yo, they could catch up to you. He's like, just leave room for because I would step on my jokes. I would keep talking while they were laughing. So he's like, watch your pacing with that. Make sure you're paying attention to that. He was like, but you have to be you. And one time I did try to slow down, like really, really slow down, and it messed my whole show up. So I just do me, but then keep the pacing in mind.
Oh no, I get it. Cause I have like, anxiety when it's certain stuff too. I get what you're saying because like a lot of times I talk fast simply because if I don't hurry up and get it out, I might forget what the fuck I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
Let me get it out, and then you can if you need me to repeat something, I will. But let me get it out.
Yeah, that's a fact. So I'll be like, I'm moving fast.
Right. Now, if you could play the perfect movie role, what kind of role would it be outside of comedy?
Outside of doing a comedy role, I want to have like this really dramatic, like insane asylum type character. Like them people that like speak truth in the movies, but they have to make the person be crazy because the truth is too real that they have to disguise it in the crazy and like they're just rocking and doing all that. Like that is my idea character. I remember in acting class once because I usually get all the movies I've been in have been comedic roles. I'm the best friend, which is That's just, and I'm fine with that. But in acting class one time, they had this pyromaniac who was in the home. And me, I used to play with fire when I was younger. So when we're doing it, I have the fire and the lighter, and I'm just kind of lighting and the whole room was like, yo, that was way too good. So I want to give that like kind of insane, like lucid character. Like I would love to people see that whole other side. Like, oh, this is crazy.
Well, sure, you ain't got to get the role. You can write the role and do it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You're a writer. You know what to do.
Yeah, I know. Like people just want to see me do comedy, so I'm trying to live it up.
Yeah, like with the acting thing that I want to do. I don't know if I want to do drama. I think I would prefer dramedy, because even though drama is good, it's just I'm too silly for that. Like as soon as they start doing something serious, I'm probably gonna laugh at them and I'm gonna fuck up the whole thing. So no, I'm good. Have you ever seen somebody acting and they really trying to give their best dramatic performance and they just look stupid? So you just be like, okay.
That's how I felt. Remember Braxton from the Jamie Foxx show? And then I forgot. Remember he was in that movie, but he was like the tough dude. And then I was like, come on, Braxton.
Tough ever. I was like the movie, but I know exactly what you talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him like, Braxton, nigga, come on. Like,
exactly. Sometimes you're just stuck in a row. I was like, nah, they doing too. I can't. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
So moving on. How did you start acting, and did you take classes, or did you start just getting casting from networking? Because right now I'm doing acting as well, but it's the beginning stage. And a lot of times when you're in that lane of acting, everybody wants to just kind of like, well, you just do it. I'm like, it's not that simple. There's steps to everything. Like, what was your road to get to where you wanted to be in the acting side?
So I started acting really young, talent shows, and then high school drama, college. Like I've always been on stage. That's always been my thing, but I never took professional acting classes for a long time. And then Phaedra Harris, I took her class. Like that's the only professional class I did. That's the one I was telling with the lighter. And the crazy part about the movie, so my best friend, which is the tattoo on my chest, rest in peace, RD, one of his best friends, Junior, sorry, I'd be so serious about it. She has, her and her husband have a movie company. He's you remember Cain and Abel for No Limit Soldiers?
Yeah.
Okay, so him and his brother both took their money and started their own movie companies. So he was always telling her about me and how funny I was and that I'm really good, whatever. So after he passed, she had called me. She was like, we're sitting in a meeting. We're looking at your YouTubes and everything. And we feel like you're perfect for this. They had me punch up a script first. They sent me a script, paid me to punch up the script. Then they were like, we're looking at this movie role and we have your YouTube pulled up and we feel like the role is perfect for you. I didn't have to audition or nothing. On the strength of his name and their relationship and his belief in me, they gave me the role, and I was able to write. You could see I wrote a lot on there as like for my character and for one of the other characters. A lot of it, you'd be like, that is her. And I almost turned it down like a week before. I didn't get on the plane. I was terrified because I'm going off of, we're giving you this role. You didn't audition for the role. We're going on the strength of what we're seeing on YouTube stand up and all this stuff, in the strength of a relationship of somebody vouching for you so hard. That is a lot of pressure than going into an audition and be like, nah, y'all motherfuckers pick me from the audition. That's on you. This is me. I have to go out here and really prove myself to these people. And I have never been so scared in my life. And that's when all your self-doubt. Tony Baker calls me the most insecure, secure person he's ever met in his life. He's like, I don't understand how you are so secure and insecure at the same time. I've never seen anything like it. And that doubt, that self-doubt, and you want to do good and you don't want to disappoint. And I went out there, and it's crazy. It's called Switching the Script. It was me, Ray J, Bobby Valentino, Denise Lawton, Tommy from Martin, like all these people are in it, Veronica, like all these people, and I have the most speaking lines after the main character. So it's not like I showed up. They gave me a full like co-starring role. I took a couple shots. I'm not even gonna lie. That first day of filming, I was like, okay, I gotta have some type of loose. I took a couple shots. I was like, all right, I hope they can't tell, but I'm too nervous. Right. And I end up killing. Did I say Miss Jack A was in it? Because I love her, and she told me that I was a star. And I said, yes, I was so turned on. I was like, I love all these people. And I went out there and killed that role to where every movie that I have, and they're all Redbox, Walmart, they have given me every role. I've got to work with Jason Weaver on Infidelity, Jen Pinto, who's an amazing writer. That's one of her films. Like, I've done so many films with them. Diary of a Cheating Woman. Do You Know Where Your Man Is? All these things off the strength of YouTube videos, a friendship, and going and killing a role. And it's crazy because they just called me and they're writing a TV show, and they're like, you're a star. We have a role for you. And I'm just sitting here like,
God. See, I don't know, but I'm just gonna say, look at God. He didn't. When it's meant for you, you ain't got to audition. You got it. Go on, do your thing.
Girl, let me tell you something, and I love it, and they always keep me in mind, and it says, and I fit that role. But on the flip side of that, I am terrible at auditions. I cannot audition to save my life. Oh my God, I'm so terrible.
The only thing I've auditioned for recently is just been some self-tapes, so I hadn't heard anything back. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but the only thing that keeps my nerves away from it is just more so their people. If they don't find me worthy, that's fine. Somebody else will.
And that's listen, and that's where it's at. I'm telling you, you just gotta go in and just the perfect they'll come.
And you know, if your best is not good enough for them, that's fine. It's good enough for my God. So whatever.
Praise them. I'm telling you.
We are moving right on. What is your writing process like when it comes to joke writing?
You know, one thing I really hate, and when they say you can't force creativity, that is like, I cannot force creativity. I have tried to sit there and nothing happens. Then when I'm laying down trying to go to sleep at 3 a.m, or I'm driving, or I'm in the shower, like I have pens and papers everywhere. It's ink in my bed. I can't never sit down and go, okay, we're writing. We keep your distance. I put that show together at 2:00 and the show was at 7. I still don't know how I did it. I kept trying to write and nothing would happen. So for me, my phone is filled with pieces of jokes, pieces of, even for movies, I'd be like, oh, that would be a good scene. It's like nothing but bits and pieces of everything. I can never write anything completely. Like some stuff I've written 2 years ago and just pulled it back, but I can't write anything fully. It's just pieces everywhere. So I wish I would have more discipline to sit and actually write. I think the only time I've done that is I was head writer over at we were at Heartbeat Studios. And they were and we were doing all this whole sketch show and all this. And I became one of the head writers. But then they used a lot of my content. So I'm sitting here going, God, but it takes me forever. So we would be there 12 hours and then I would come home. I didn't sleep that entire process because again, it's bits and pieces. And so I'm writing like 8 different sketches out because I can't piece it all together. So for me, when it flows, and no matter what's going on. And honestly, I know this might be too much, but I've been in sex and was like, oh my God, I got to write this down. Like, because it was.
You'd be like, hold that nut. Let me.
I'm not lying to you. Do you know how many times? And it's getting annoying, especially dating or something. We'll be on a date like, oh my God, I got to write this down. Or I'll be doing a voice note and it annoys people. I know it does. My friend will be like, yo, that's so annoying. We're at the club. And and we're not friends no more, because if you can't be supportive of that's how I work, then, and you're always complaining about my process, but you're loving the VIP, this shit is not adding up. So, that's what it is for me. It's very hard for me to just sit and write. And I'm working on it, but my juices just be, when they're ready, and when they're not, they're not.
Oh no, I get it. I'm a writer at heart as well. Like I started doing poetry and I started like doing, because I sing too. So when I started doing poetry and songwriting. And the thing is, when you do poetry and songwriting, you're right. It doesn't just come to you. Oh, here's the melody. Here's it's just like, I'll pick a topic and say, okay, this is what I want to talk about. And then like, it'll randomly come to me, but it's not going to be a format of a whole full song. It's going to be, that sounds like it's going to be dope. It get along. Oh, I should add this. So it doesn't just flow out of me just verbatim. It's literally like I literally, my phone is full of either jokes or lyrics to a song that I'm gonna write, or lyrics to a poem that I'm making. And I'm like, okay, this poem is gonna be called "That Nigga." Remember that, and then and then I just come back to it and write it. So I definitely get it.
Yes, 100%.
Now, what is the biggest challenge you've been had to face in the industry as far as a female comic or just in the industry period?
Girl. I could have been on a lot of tours and I have been turned down for a lot of things because I would not have sex. And when people say that stuff, we are not playing. And then they're like, well, you already know what it is. So if you're not down, and they know I'm not down. So many people have tried to talk to me. I was like, that's not what I'm trying to do. And I feel I'm just way too talented. And I'm not shitting at anybody. If you feel like that's what you got to do, boo, hey, live your life. You got to provide for your family. I don't know what nobody's going through. So I can never, how anybody decides to get there, I'm not gonna shit on that because that's you. But I know for me, I can't walk into a room and motherfuckers are whispering, "Oh, she here because of me." I'm a Taurus, and we're too prideful. Like our pride is through the roof. So, and for me, it's just that's not how I want to get there. But I've been kicked off of stuff, and I've been blatantly told, like, "Look, if you're not trying to, then you can't. Then we can't do nothing for you." And now with the Me Too movement, I was like, I had this joke. I was like, "Oh, I know these niggas nervous." Because I've been, I've had some aggression and a couple sexual assaults things happen because my ex almost came out here and killed a motherfucker, and I was like, I'm not trying to go there. And I've had some incidents with like some of people's top favorite comedians that were totally inappropriate, out of line, definitely sexual assault. But this is the thing in this business, which is so sad. If you say something about that or come out, you will ruin your whole career. And they won twice. Now it's different, but we're going back. I've been doing this for 13 years. So if I come out, then it's like, oh, she's sensitive, she's soft, she can't be around nothing. And I'm a hardcore person, but some shit is bodily, like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Get off of me. Right. And if you come out, first of all, some people won't believe you. And then some people will not mess with you. And now you're a whole shit because now you done brought down their favorite comedian. And I mean, my list of like top, you be like, God, this motherfucker too. But and that's why the Me Too movement, I was like, I hope they sitting there nervous. Any day I'm gonna say something. Just keep being nervous. That's my get down.
All skin tone, shape, size, and everything. A pervert is a pervert. So
yeah,
right. I don't care how famous you are. If you're a pervert, you're still a famous pervert,
girl. And that is a fact. And I think the sadder side to that is there was some, people that I was able to do stuff with, and people assumed that I was sleeping with them. And that, I think, hurt me a lot more because a lot of people didn't understand when I moved here. I knew a lot of the big time comics, but that was because I was on the flip side for 5 years and you don't know me. So you don't know that. But I've been working with them forever. And they were so excited that I finally moved here because I would go up every show. So they would see me and was like, God, you are really like, they would be like, when are you moving to LA? So when I got here and I'm getting hugs and the people that have been here forever and like, how does she know them? And it was automatically I was having sex, and that shit really hurt me. And to this day, a lot of that follows me. So now I just be like, well, you could think whatever you want to think. I know they know, and that's what it is.
Hustle. You ain't got to worry about my hustle. Just admire it and move on.
Okay.
Because I feel you. There's certain areas where I go, people are like, how you doing for hating? I'm like, I'm single in the mug, but I don't get down like that. But I'm a behind the scenes person. So I typically know who's who of everything just because of what I do. If I'm doing makeup back here and I see all the top executives, chances are I'm going to know them because I'm back there. And so I'm not hugging this guy because I slept with him. I know him because he's been sitting here talking to all of us back in this room while I'm doing makeup. So that's how I know him.
Crazy.
Sleep with the person just because they know you. But
girl,
haters hate.
Haters are gonna hate, but I do have to add this piece onto it because I want to be fully transparent. When you know people want to sleep with you too, if you keep that light line, I've gotten so much work on the light line of okay, I'm gonna just be hella friendly and nice, and this motherfucker don't know ain't nothing gonna happen, and they'll keep giving you shows and giving you stuff, hoping that one day you'll come around, but they're not aggressive perverts, so I don't have to deal with none of that because I know who to tread with. So it also is okay. Well, I'm gonna be skinning and grinning. Come on, if that's how you gonna operate, give me some shows, especially because a lot of them are cool and ain't gonna push the limit. They're just gonna keep trying with shows. Like, here, I got you booked. Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it. Now move. That's what you're supposed to do. We're supposed to be friends. That's what you're supposed to do. I look out for you. You look out for me. Simple as that.
Girl, listen.
We are moving on. Who is one entrepreneur you look up to in the industry?
Man, Kev on stage, and I got to name them both. And I don't know why I just went blank. Kev on stage and Nate Jackson. We're all from Washington. They are equal level on two different playing fields, but the same playing field, if it makes sense. Like Kevin did his online club. He has the sketches. Like he's always doing something. He brought his whole family in it, switched the game. Like he's going down in the history books. Nate Jackson is also going down in the history books. One of the most hardworking, funniest people I've ever met in my life. He's always had to create his own lane because he's so funny. He intimidates so many people that it's like they don't nobody want to follow Nate. That's just what it is. Nate is one of the hardest hitting comedians I've ever seen. So he's always had to create his own lane and was creating his own tours way back in the day, the New Jacks and all these things. And now he just opened the nicest club in the United States. And I think it's the 4th Black-owned comedy club in the United States, a super funny comedy show, Nate Jackson's super funny comedy show. And that club is phenomenal. And will be performing there this coming weekend, actually. But it is phenomenal. And their work ethic is something that I wish I had. I'm gonna be honest. I procrastinate. I be trying to get on top of myself. These two, Nate and Kev, are like freaking superheroes, y'all. I just be looking at them like, y'all going down in the history books.
Now that's the only. So I've been able to interview a lot of heavy hitters. Those are the only two I haven't got yet, and I'm just like, well, one day. But yeah,
yes,
I've been following Nate for. I recognized him from the sketches with Big Jaw and Barry and all that. That's how I became a fan of his. So, and he can sing his ass off,
girl. So me and Nate go back to college, so we've been friends since we were 19, 20. So we have so I just heard myself go 1920. Z-Fi. Anyway, so we have so much history. And I remember in college going, yo, you gotta be a comedian, yo, you're so funny. So to watch him go and then me come behind him, and he's always nurtured me, took care of me. I mean, they are incredible. He is incredible, yo. Incredible. And can sing the draws off of Barbie.
I saw his routine, but it was, I don't remember what I was watching on YouTube, but it was one of his routines. And then all of a sudden he busted and said, wait a minute, he's singing for real. I mean, it's a joke, but he got chops. Okay.
Oh yeah. And he loved the Lord heavy. I love a man who loved the Lord. Him and Kid, and they love the Lord. I'm like, look at you. My neck.
Now, what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entrepreneur or entertainer?
Be yourself. Yo, be yourself and do what you feel like doing. Like you said, you have a makeup line. It's a million makeup lines. People want your stuff. Some people like, oh, I can't do this because somebody's already doing it. As long as you're not stealing no jokes. If you want to do side-by-side videos and give your own perspective, because we're living in the age of social media, you have to build your social media presence, which is something I'm trying to do. Because I fought it for so long. But I would say be your authentic self, because there's so many people who need your story to help them get through things. And don't be so don't jokey. Tell your truth. Tell your story. We're all relating more to pain, because they say comedians come through pain than you doing slapstick comedy. Hey, yo, go out there and be yourself. Tell your story and let that shit ride, yo. And don't get discouraged, because no, you're gonna hear no more times than you hear yeses, but your yeses will be bigger than your no's. Oh, I gotta write that down.
Get your voice box. Go on, put it on.
And that's a fact.
Okay, you better let them know. Now, before we get to the next thing, I want to make sure I didn't forget to ask you, who is your favorite comedian of all times?
Of all times. That's so hard to pick one of all times. Oh my God. For a long time, for me, it was D.A.Q Hughley. I remember when my aunt died and they were doing the reruns of what was it? Comic View. And remember, he was hosting and they were just rerunning. And I just sat there. Everybody around me was crying. And I wouldn't stop watching it. And it just happened to be a marathon, yo. And I'm just sitting there just comedy. So I seen the power in comedy, and it made me just like love him. And I love from when he was on Def Jam and did the Charlie Brown, because I was too young to be watching this shit. He was going want to the dude in the Charlie Brown sweater. I was like, ah! So that was always just like the funniest thing in the world to me. So I still, and I love his political views. I love a lot of the stuff that he goes in on. I'm not a fan of him promoting the vaccine, so that's where we're differing now. Okay. But comedy wise, D.A.Q Hughley has still been one of my favorites of all times.
Now, who is your favorite female comedian?
Favorite Wanda Sykes, yo. I love me some Wanda Sykes, yo. I really love me some Wanda, yo. Off stage and in movies. I'm like, well, why is she so funny, yo?
She's blunt with it, ridiculous.
Yes, she really, really is.
I think my favorite top, if I had to pick at male, my favorite top would be Cedric the Entertainer. But female is Dominique. When I tell you that Dominique is killing me.
Dominique is hilarious. Do you hear me?
Yes. Do you remember Dave Chappelle when they did? I told her because I got a chance to meet her and interview her. The Dave Chappelle show when they did the pop copy sketch. Do you remember that one at all? Where it was in like a FedEx, but they called it pop copy.
Why is it not coming up in my head?
Well, the punchline is they had me in tears because I like when you deal with customer service all the time, I felt every bit of what she was doing.
Yeah.
Well, they were doing like the instructors. This is what we do, a pop copy or whatever. So the whole skit was surrounded by just treating the customer bad. Of course, they don't do that, but that's what makes it funny. So the people was like, when people come up to your desk and ask them about copies, whatever, just tell them we'll get to it when we get to it. And then it was like, you might ask why you want to treat the customer like this, and then Dominique looks at me and said, because fuck them. That's my nigga right there. That's what I want to say, but I know I can't say.
Yeah. Yes. I know. I was a waitress for years. Okay, I know.
Yes, Lord. Okay, so we are moving on to our first segment, which is our diss. Now, kiss or diss is just celebrity crushes. So I'm gonna throw out some celebrity names. You're gonna decide who you kissing, who you dissing. It's all hypothetical. So if you married or engaged or whatever, it ain't. Just let them know it's jokes.
Oh, I got cheat cards on deck. It's a list of who I'm going for. So.
Okay.
I got one life. Okay.
All right, we got Morris Chestnut or Usher. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Ooh, why you got? I didn't know they was gonna be hard. Oh my goodness. You know what? I gotta kiss Morris and diss Usher. I'm sorry. Ooh, I can't come. Ricky, he's been in my heart for a long time. So I gotta go.
We got Trey Songz or Chris Brown. Who you kissing?
Ooh. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Trigger. Yeah. I gotta diss Trey Songz. I got to get with Chris. Okay, he is on my hit list. Do you hear me? Okay,
no,
I could be
list.
First of all, it could be 10 minutes before my wedding day, and he drive by like, "You looking good over there in all white." I'm like, "I'll be back." Shit, I'm going with Chris.
You'll be like, hold that thought. I'll be right over there.
Okay. Run it. I'm there.
All right, last one. Forrest Whitaker or Jimmy J.J. Walker? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
I'm going with Forrest Whitaker because he's sexy. He got that prestige on him. So I feel like he gives massages and everything afterwards. So, kiss. And I'm not doing JJ because he's mean to people. And he got so many terror stories. I'm all about being good to people. So he not so he got to get double dissed.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to meet him one time behind the comedy club. He wasn't mean to me, but I seen some stuff that he did. I was just like, yeah. And I was really surprised how he was treating people. I'm just like, have you looked in the mirror lately?
Girl, I've heard horror stories. And I'm like, how are you out here treating and fans, people who love and appreciate you? You wouldn't even be here without these people who, we get stuck in the character. You're JJ. I don't care if you don't like it. You JJ. Exactly. And say thank you because you wouldn't have shit. But he's so mean, especially the upcoming comment. Everybody else, I'm like, wow, this is incredible for you to go like this. And I heard Forrest is just so sweet. So I'm definitely going with Forrest.
Listen, we were all behind the comedy club one day. He was doing his rant about whatever he was upset about or whatever. And we were just looking at him like, it's really not that serious. And it's like, no one gets, and everybody's being like nice, just not saying nothing, but they really want to say, nigga, shut up. Like, come on.
Being bitter I feel so sorry for bitter people, that when people are so bitter in this industry, I've seen it make people bitter. And it's like, you just got to protect your heart, your mind, and your soul, no matter what, because living bitter, they've won. The people that broke you down, they won because now you're living in this place of ugliness and they won.
That's right.
They stole your joy, yo.
I was say, don't get bitter, get better.
Listen.
So we are moving on to our next segment, which is dumb ass questions. So these are just random fun questions I want answers to. All right. What is the dumbest lie you've ever been told that you believed?
Oh, that I believe, because niggas has told me some dumbass shit. And I'm just sitting there going, really? You know what? It's a childhood lie, and the only reason why I want to bring it up because I feel like we all believed it. Remember when they say if you swallow the watermelon seeds, a watermelon was gonna grow in your stomach? I believed that shit for years, yo. I believed that for years. So I would never swallow the seeds. Meanwhile, I got all the nutrition in it. Oh my God. You guys don't even understand how long I believe that. And I'm about to tell it to my daughter too, just because I got past that trauma down.
Right. Like, what, you mean it's not true? Okay.
It's it.
All right. If animals could talk, which animal do you think would be the rudest?
Man, a raccoon. They don't care about nobody. Do you hear me? They don't care about nobody. I will never forget the Seattle's filled with raccoons, man. Big raccoons. They beat up people's dogs. Like you have to take your dogs inside and we have a lot of woods. You know, we're known for woods. And I remember one time, you know, when you go to the corner store, you get them 3 wings for $1. Corner store chicken be so good. My mom had just got me some wings. I was 10 years old. These raccoons was following us, and my mom made me throw them the chicken so we can get away from them. And that shit hurt my soul. I'll never forget them raccoons for that. I won't. I never will.
Goddamn chicken.
Oh my God. Especially now I don't eat meat. I be thinking about the times I missed out on my meat. Like, you know what? I really should have had those wings.
How do you do that? Like, I'm trying to do the like not vegan life, but vegetarian or pescatarian. Like I'm doing salmon.
Yeah.
But the chicken got a hold on me. I can get away from steak and everything else, but that chicken got a strong hold.
You know what it is? It's the seasoning, because you wouldn't eat no chicken without no seasoning. It's not the chicken, it's the seasoning. And oyster mushrooms actually fry like chicken. And you batter them the same way, season them up good. Oyster mushroom tastes so much. Girl, I be making chicken and waffle all the time. I be like, this shit really, it tastes better than the chicken. Now,
you got to give me a recipe because I'm trying to get out this chicken, but it's holding me on.
I'm telling you. Well, did you just see the news? The United States is hitting a chicken shortage. So it might be easier than you think, girl. Yes, it's been all over the paper and the news the last 2 days as we about to hit a chicken shortage. So the Lord heard your cries and was like, well, guess what? Ain't nobody getting none then.
You know what? He'll make you so uncomfortable that you got to change. So, you know.
Yep. We're like, oh, yeah, well, guess I'm just...
what is it? Fried broccoli, which is bomb. I was like, if I had to switch out chicken, I might do fried broccoli instead. But man, the first time I tasted fried broccoli, it was the bomb. I was like, this is the best thing ever in life.
Oh yeah.
Moving on. If you could body slam someone in your past with no consequences, who would it be?
Body slam somebody in my past with no. God, that list is so long. I gotta see who it is. Derek Stencil from the 3rd grade. This motherfucker DDT'd me and I had this thing sticking out my neck. And when I look back on it, I'd be like, he could have really killed me because wrestling was out. And luckily he didn't do me on the concrete. He did me in the wood chips. And that's when they would pick you up and pile drive your head into the ground. And my neck was messed up like all of 3rd grade. And there was like this little vein popping out and everything. And I always think back on how he could have killed me. And I haven't talked to Derek Stencil since him and his sister was lying on me with Olivia in the 3rd grade, right? So, which I'm cool with Olivia now, but they was lying on me. And when my first movie came out, Derek Stencil gonna hit me on Facebook talking about how come we don't talk no more.
Nigga, cause you almost killed me.
And he's a boxer now, so I know he got hand because he was beating up kids on the playground. So if I can't just roll up on him and give him a 1-2 combo, I would have to do no consequence slam. So it would be a DDT. I would DDT this motherfucker. Do you hear me? Mess my whole neck up.
Okay.
Shit.
I had a 3rd grade incident that's similar to that. And the only reason the nigga knocked me the fuck out. Like I went to Leapwood Elementary. I'll never forget because LA, they have the outside, you had to line up.
Uh-huh.
So we're lining up and you have your book bags lined up. So he wasn't, in line. So I was like, oh, I don't know whose book bag is. So I moved it. Apparently he didn't like the fact that I moved his book bag. All I know is I'm walking, get ready to line, and I just feel pop right in my, I'm like, what the hell? Now, a nigga reaction, if I would have saw it coming, I would have fought him. But
yeah.
Oh, so bad. Like I'm stumbling like, okay, what? I saw stars and birds. What the hell just happened? And the only reason he didn't get in trouble because no one saw it.
Damn. See?
but I remember that nigga name, Frederico. If I ever see the motherfucker.
We need to line them up. Let's DDT these motherfuckers. It's a lot worse.
Okay, now what is the weirdest thing you've ever seen in someone's home?
I don't know. It was weird because that shit was cool. This motherfucker had a moat. Nygaard, the fashion designer. That's fool. I'm trying to think about what did I sign in the NDA. Okay, now I gotta stop and fucking think, but I feel like he showed it. This is nothing bad. He had a moat with fish and everything when you come in the house and doves in the shower. Like just that was not like I was in the shower. We all was like, hey, it's doves in the shower. But I don't know, that's more cool. I'm trying to think of what's weird. Like what's like this is like off the chain. Fuck, a table of cocaine. I'm like, God, this is especially when I moved. I was like, this is some weird shit. I don't do drugs. I drink. Yeah. I love to drink. I was like, oh, this shit is crazy. And motherfuckers here, they get offended. So I'm always like, nah, I just have some. Anyway, and I have allergies, so I'm always fucking with my nose and my eyes, and people think I do coke anyway. I'm like, you guys, I don't do drugs. My heart would literally explode.
You got offended because you didn't want to do a lot.
Yeah, because they be feeling like you're judging them or you're too good to do cocaine. It's LA, you too good to do the cocaine. And be like, not everybody want to do drugs, and everybody ain't judging you. And I'm not about to leave because I don't give a that. You not hurt me. But right. So I would just be like, oh no, I just had some. I just, I always make it. When I first got here, I'd be like, no, because I didn't know you're trying to grasp what's going on in LA. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, nah, I'm cool. I already had some. But yeah, and it would just be like a mound. I'm like, God, this is some crazy shit.
All I know is if they got a mound, they got plenty of money.
God. No, it's not. It's not.
I've
a mound.
That happened in front of me, and I didn't realize. Like, how you see it happen in front of you, but you don't realize. And I'm like, I was like, I hope I didn't see what I thought I saw, but I don't want to bring attention to it because if I bring attention to it, then they might get offended, and then we all get offended. But I'm like, but I can see him. I can see him. Oh, okay, well, hey, if that's your bag, then your thing. I mean, I ain't judging, but damn, nigga,
I'm telling you.
We are moving right along. Okay, pick an R&B song that you know at least one full verse to and sing it in an opera style voice or rap style.
A song. Now I'm trying to make sure I know all the words before I embarrass myself. Damn, I don't know the words to shit. That's an ongoing joke. Like, I don't know the words to anything but like a trigger's phone.
Well, you just gotta sing it in an operatic voice.
Oh, but I can do like a trigger's phone. It's the first. I don't know. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Get up, get up, get up. Wake up, and I see that my sister is already dressed. She said, I'm gonna run and go get my stamps. Watch it makes no one touches my check. Headed up the mailman. Sorted through the mail, they put it up in their pockets. When it hit 99, it give me enough for Forte. Oh, no fucking project. Reader. Hop on the gym to the crib. Ready to get him up with them thugs. Gotta catch that buzz. I gotta get there. St. Clair. Hello. Put it on weed on 93. Get a bag of dope and a quarter. Oh. Most of my niggas got the same, but we're gonna roll it all up to smoke. And that reefer hydro, no undercuts, so fuck the popo. What's this?
Sound like Derek.
I know. Running through the alley into the alley up at the second of sundown. We sprint from January, November, December. Remember the first of the month.
That is how you do that. We are moving on to G.M.G. And that stands for What Grinds Your Gloss. Name one of your pet peeves.
I'm trying to see if I want to make it entertainment related since that's what we on. Okay. My biggest pet peeve is when men bring women. I'm hearing feedback. Is that me?
I don't hear it.
Hello?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Major feedback. Let's take it out. Can you still hear me?
I can.
Okay. So one of the biggest things that grinds my gears in entertainment is when they bring women up, and especially when they do it to me,
and they don't do any of our accolades. It's never, oh, she's funny, she kills. It's always, oh yeah, I was smashed. Wait till y'all see her. They be so disrespectful, and you be like, yo, like it used to shock me at first, and then so when I would get on stage, like I say, it took me about a year that I would just start clowning the host. Like, what nobody fuck you? I don't know what you're talking about. And I would start grabbing that. Like, I start getting really disrespectful. And I was a lot younger too, so I was more reckless. But I just hated it. And then you would kill the show, and you think they would come back on stage and be like, yo, give it up. She killed it. They'd be like, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell y'all we hit you? Y'all see the titties? Y'all? You're like, yo, I just destroyed this room. Like, what? You won't even give me no comedy props. It's all about you trying to, like, that, I mean, drives me absolutely bananas. And they do it to women all the time. All the time, yo. And it's just like, yo, that's not, you talking about everything but comedy. We here for comedy too.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you bring me to the stage, you better not mention not one body part. That's all I'm saying.
They will. I show up, look at her watch. I bet you she could suck. Look at that juice on her. Like they be saying some wild shit. You just be like, everything but
the disrespect of it all. You'd be like, look at, like, first of all, even if I do get down like that, and you'll never know.
Never. And so I started lighting these motherfuckers up. So then they stopped doing it. I mean, people knew that if you said I would light you and clown, I was fuck my joke. I'm about to clown you the first 5-10 minutes and talk about you from head to toe.
You have to, so that way they know not to do that shit again.
Mm-hmm.
People like, if you do it again, we're gonna be boxing straight up. Like, what's up?
Get on stage all hurting and like, okay, give it up for because now you can't
give it up for this chick. Like, that's fine, whatever.
Okay.
We are moving on. Last but not least, we have a game. It is called SingADoo. So during the quarantine, me and a good homie of mine made a game called SingADoo. It is a family-friendly music game where you are singing the melody of a song, but you can only use the word do. So it has different genres. We have hip hop, R&B, greatest hits, pop Billboard hits, country rock, SingADoo favorites, old school TV themes, and party and dance hits. So I'm going to do a couple so you can see how it's done.
Okay.
You're going to guess the song, and then I'm going to let you do a couple, and then we're done.
Yay!
See if I'm trying to find. All right, what's your lane? Are you more R&B or hip hop or rap? What you do?
I'm R&B, hip hop, a little bit country.
I can't country. I can't even help you with that. So it comes with a timer, and once the timer is out, so you get as many songs, you try to guess as many songs as you can within the timer.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. We're doing hip hop and R&B. All right. Do 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 do.
How do I know this?
Do 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 do.
Can we say pass?
Yeah.
Pass.
All right. Same category. Do 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 do. Do 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 do
Man, this is harder than I thought. I know it. Okay, pass, because I want to see it. Damn, this is hard.
Do 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 do.
Can we talk, Captain Campbell?
All right. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
MC Hammer.
What's the name of it?
Too legit. My music kiss me so hard, makes me sick. Is that it?
No, it was Can't Touch This. You got the artist right.
Yeah, that's what I said. Too legit. I meant Can't Touch This. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna hold up the cards to the camera, and I'm gonna let you do something. I'm gonna guess.
Okay, this is fun. I need to get this game.
Tell me if I need to move it or anything.
Where? Okay.
You got it?
Oh,
okay.
That's all right. And are we ready?
Yep.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Nah. No, give me another because that's hard to do. What is I seen the black one. Wait, I'm doing the top purple one, right?
No, you can do anyone. Just whatever one you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You don't know. You know? What category?
Huh?
R&B and hip hop. What category?
Hip hop.
Okay, do it again. I have no idea what that is.
Drake, best I ever had.
Oh God!
Girl, that other one was Yin Yang Twins. That's why I was like, no, dude.
I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, nah, she ain't doing that.
I want to do one more. Come on, I gotta do one more.
Okay, good.
I gotta get a good one. Put it up a little closer. Listen. Oh, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Okay. OPP, yeah. That's how you do it.
Oh, I gotta order this game. This is too live.
Well, that is how you play SingADoo. If you are interested, you can get it at SingADoo.com.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for being here. If you have anything that you want to share with the audience, like where to find you, if you have anything you're selling, promoting, let them know.
Okay. One, I do have to say this because you're into makeup. So, you know, because you do makeup. That's your thing. So I watched like 6 months worth of contouring videos and da-da-da-da-da. And I had to film for all depth. I was like, all right, let me try my shit. I bought everything. I'm going to tag you in the video on Instagram. Yo, I look like a ghost. I was mad as I was like, why would I try this before I had somewhere to be? Like, I mean, I look a hot, and I'm in the mirror mad as shit with the little brother, just like, y'all, I'm missing some. And I watched for 6 months. You're like, okay, I got it. Yo, I'm gonna tag you in the video. You're about to be weak. I look like a whole ghost. I was like, this is trash. I don't think people understand the skill that it really takes. Like, people just think you can throw something. No, you cannot. Like, it is a skill. That's why I do fake. Like, I just put the blunt. I just put the blunt there, and I put it on my eyes and some lips. Like, it makes it look like I did way more because I've tried and I can't. And a little bit of blush, and then I just learned I put in a little shine right there on the nose and right here. But
right.
Let me tell you, that's people don't understand. To really do some makeup is you just can't go, oh, I'm doing makeup today. That's not how it works.
I mean, just like you can't just say, oh, I'm doing jokes today. It takes a skill level.
Oh my goodness. I was just like, I can't. And I study. I feel like I went to college 6 months on the internet. I couldn't.
Now, this is what I tell people that they say, well, can I watch YouTube videos? You can watch YouTube videos to learn makeup techniques. That's absolutely fine. But I always encourage people, take a class first. Because if you take a class first with somebody that knows what they're doing, the stuff that they're doing on that YouTube page as you're watching, now you know why they're doing what they're doing, and now you have the technique to go with what they're showing you. Because if you want to be like, oh, okay, let me just make a line right there. You don't know why they made it line. You don't know how to blend the line. But the person that's teaching you will teach you why you need to do X, Y, and Z. And then when you get to the YouTube videos, now you know what you're doing.
Listen, and that's why you can tell I was just following. So I'm definitely gonna send it to you. But I am so happy. I love this show. Thank you for having me. I would love to come back anytime. It is awesome.
You know what? I did get a new segment that I would love to have you on. It's called The Girls Locker Room, where we talk about what we really be talking about. Whenever you're ready, we can pull up to the Girls Locker Room. We can do that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely come through up over there. Make sure I got my lips on.
I was gonna ask you about your how did you and your mom start a freestyle battling?
My mom has always been a rap. Like, she just come up and start dropping bars on you, yo. Like, I remember she'd be like, yeah, I'm sending a song to Ice Cube. Like, she would just be, my mom is the most randomest, craziest person I know, yo. And so we would just be rapping back and forth since I was a kid. I just remember that she would have these little songs she used to do. Like, I just started saying it on stage because I'm gonna say it to my daughter. She'll just be like, if we got in trouble, yo, she'd be like, you better cool yourself before you fool yourself, before you find yourself picking up yourself. And you would just be like, damn, that's hella cool. Like, I just remember she started this. I'll never forget this one fucking one. And she was like, Ngawa, this means white power. I said it, I meant it, I'm here to represent it. I'm a cool honky from a cool town, and I'll beat your ass up and down. Like, I never forgot these raps, yo. I'm like, this is crazy, yo. Crazy.
I can't imagine. Like, my mama's silly too, but I can't just imagine my mama calling me saying, hey, check out these bars real quick.
Oh my gosh. And my baby's father does music. So my mom always and she's always drunk. And she'd be trying to freestyle battle him. And we were like 2 weeks into the relationship, okay? And I was like, all right, Mom, we got to get off the phone. Like, she was like, Kanisha, shut the fuck up. And then start like freestyle battling me to shut the fuck up. And he was just looking, I was like, yeah, this is the type of crazy you're getting into. And I just shut up because like, let her finish rapping, but she'll rap for hours, or she'll be called like, oh, look, listen to my rhymes. But she started off doing poetry as a kid and stuff too. So she's always been heavy into poetry and writing poems and shit. So, all that goes hand in hand, poetry, music, bars. So
yeah, that is hilarious. I got, my family is from music too. Like my dad is a musician, my uncle's a musician, all that. We tried out for Family Feud, and you know how they want you to do like fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, my uncle, you talk about silly. He is the silliest man I have ever met in the history of life. I hadn't talked to him in some years, and he was like, "So what you doing now? You got a husband? You got a man?" I was like, "No, I'm single. I'm chilling or whatever." Yeah. He was like, "Do you know how to twerk?" I said, wait a minute, what? He was like, do you know how to twerk? No, I said, no, I heard you. I just wasn't sure. You're my uncle. He was like, yeah, but nigga, you single because you ain't twerking. You need to get on the pole. Oh, you know what? I cannot.
I love it. It'd be so family is crazy as hell. And I always tell people too, like me coming from a mixed background, people don't understand. I don't have the typical mixed experience because my mom is the only white child. All her siblings are black. And she grew up, she was in Black Arts West, all black theater, all black, you know what I'm saying? But she never turned into no hood. You know how some of the white girls, you're like, bitch, I don't care where you grew up. You just got to stop. Like my mom don't say nigga and do all that weird shit. So it's so funny because my mom and my grandma are like the only white people in the family. And so she just been around she just got so much flavor. Like, it's just so funny to me. I'm like, my mom is just, this her. She's been in theater her whole life. I'm literally like a replica of my mom. And then if I'm drunk and she's drunk, we'll be on the phone 3 hours. I'll be sitting in the parking lot just freestyle battling the whole time. It's crazy. So I remember one time I told her I was going to stop drinking, and she was like, for what? Liquor has always been there for you. I'm like, you just want me to be drunk on the phone all the time with your ass.
Did she say liquor has always been there?
Yes. She was mad when I told her. And right after it happened, I got on stage like 2 days later, and I'm talking about, I'm like, why I can't even tell my mom I'm stop drinking because she get hella disappointed in me, like I'm a bitch. Like, you're not
gonna leave me. You my drinking party. You can't do that.
I know. It's her favorite thing. I was your first friend, so fuck everybody else. I'm like, all right,
that's that part.
But right now, what I want people Instagram, Kanisha's Comedy, Momish. I have All Def Digital. I have a show over there now. We're working on right now. I'm still trying to figure out the name of it, but it's a mom podcast, a momcast, but they're real raw. Like, man, fuck these kids. Let's get into it. And Joncia versus Kanisha, our show where me and Joncia is another comedian, and we battle each other. Season 2 has been picked up by All Def Women's because All Def Women's just launched from All Def Digital. So we're over there. I have a lot of stuff over at All Def Digital, sneakerwars.com. I got together with them to create some shirts for their line, but my stuff is coming out. I would just say for me, follow me on Instagram, and then you'll be able to get all the links and whatever I have going on. I post everything on there. So that would be the best way to do it. And I have a bunch of merch that's getting ready to come out that we've been working on as well. So just follow me to stay updated on it.
All right. And that has been another episode. We drop every Monday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you next time.
All right. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Kandid Kisses TV is sponsored by SingADoo. Did you do it today? SingADoo. SingADoo.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it like this? Can you do it real quick?
Pew! Go get it! Go get it! Pick a card up. Pick your genre. Can you do it right? You're gonna wanna, bruh. It's first to 21. Let's go. We'll get the job done. So grab your friends and fam, cause it's a lot of fun. Some do it with some class, but make it real fast. Test time is